Well, here we go. Another DJI Mavic 3 flight. Only thing with this one, it doesn't end well. You can stay with it until the end, or just watch it and see what happens. It does a very good job of obstacle avoidance here. Keeps up with me, does a good job. No complaints. I did a pretty good trip all over the neighborhood. Wasn't going too fast, as you can see. I'm all by myself with the Mavic 3. There's no Air2S in front of it or behind it. Like I said, be behind it. Can't do the forward. Just one bird all by itself. This is come up along my street, as I usually do. Come up and around. If you go right there, that'll take you straight to my house. But I take the long way around. It's like a racetrack kind of a shape. That's what I was doing, I was letting somebody by there. Yeah, this guy on the right, he's got a pretty good Christmas set. The whole house, he's got the best house on the street for Christmas lights. I got it on TikTok. And here we go. We're coming up to Sawmill Valley Road. And I'm going to hang left, like I usually do. I've gone right, I've gone that way too, but you got to go really high for that one. A lot of wires. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm thinking about something. Oh, maybe it's just the cars I'm waiting for. Probably. Yeah, here I go. Oh, I see. I couldn't see where I was. Got this recording. It's got a little thing that covers my car for a moment here. And I couldn't see what I was doing. I was just sitting there for the stop sign waiting for cars to go by. And here we go. I do a nice little shoot down there. It's nice tight behind me. No problems. Not too fast. I'm only doing about, 30 kilometers. Something like that. I wanted to do my long route like I do usually. Come up to this little street here on the right, and I follow it. And yep, that's what I did. Down I go. See how it keeps to the left or right of it, I guess. It doesn't follow, it's like the Air2S. It's like a magnet, it's straight. It's just like when it goes around the corner, you go around the corner, it goes around the corner the same way you do. But this thing, it sort of cuts the corners. It's a little annoying sometimes because, those trees and the houses. So I keep it up a little bit high to keep it up. Don't have a problem that way. And off I go. This is a nice little street. That street coming up there, I go left here, but if you carry on, it turns into a little roundabout. I didn't want to take it down there just in case it got screwed up on the roundabout. The Air2S does it okay. And we come back up on there's like a little crescent. You go down one and back up the other side. And here I go. Back along Sawmill Valley Road. That's Terry Fox School on the left there that we just passed. There's the driveway in. Coming up on Society on the left here. It's a little walk path I take Bentley down coming up. There it is on the left and the right. More on the right. And see there, what's it doing? Swings, like, it should be behind me, but it swings off to the left and, what's going on? Why? It does that for no reason. I'm going to go over this way. Try to get in front of him. I'm supposed to be behind him, but I'm going to bug him and try to get in front of him. And then it falls back into place. There's a stop sign there. Brings you up to Sir Mulock School on the left. Passing that one, there's the driveway into the front of the school. And that's the exit for the kiss and leave, I guess. Drop the kids off and see you later. And look at this thing, trying to get in front of me again. There's the entrance to that drive-through for the school. And here we go into the mall. See, look, should be behind me, but it's off to the side. And I'll turn right in here, or left, turn left in here. There we go. See, it's behind me again. Doing fine, not a problem. And off I go. This time it's on the left of me. The last time it came in on the right. It gets up here. That's Mr. Lube there that goes in there. And then this one takes you over to the parking lot for the mall or the Metro shopping store, groceries. That's where I do most of my shopping. Or I go up to the Real Canadian Superstore up on Green Lane area by Costco. But this one's only 2 minutes away. Pull into here. Go the farthest one I can go over so I can catch the whole front of the store. I don't know if I see it. I can't remember if I see it in the movie or not. But I come up here. I got my little LED light on the bottom, so when people see this shiny star going by, they can see more than if it wasn't on. I noticed that more people looked up. I guess they were wondering what that light was. And then they realized it's a drone. Good idea for that little light. There's one you can get. It's a strobe light. It glues onto the top, a little Velcro thing. You use that for night flights. I might get one of those. Not that I go out at night very much. But I do want to try to get some hyperlapse downtown by the 401 and Don Valley Parkway at night. That would be nice. Or over by the 401, 400 intersection, or the Basketway, they call it, but just before there. Jane and 401 and Keel. They call it the Basketway. See, there's a tanning spa. I don't get tanning spas. People see some of the girls that go in there. Well, you know, they don't need the tan. Mr. Juice, Mr. Dumpling. There's a Duca Bank. That's a kickboxing place. There's Pizza. A Vietnamese noodle place. There's Pet Value, and here comes the big old Dollarama. We used to be a Shoppers Drug Mart, but they sold it and moved across the street, or closed there and moved across the street to a new place, but they don't have a drive-through. This one at least had a drive-through. You can still see it there to the right a little bit. See that little road down to the right? That's the drive-through it used to be, but Dollarama doesn't use it for anything. And here we go, leaving the mall again. And off I go. Go straight down. This is called Joe Persicany. I come down. This was a good little roll down. Takes you past the baseball diamonds and stuff like that. That's where I started off with my drone in the baseball diamond. Getting my ropes, I guess. Learning how to fly the thing. Look at this thing. He's just got a mind of his own now. He says, stop sign. I don't want to stop. See you later. And it waits. She should be behind me, but I don't know what it's doing here. And it sort of like swings around and says, well, what's he doing? And he waits for me. I think he might have lost connection here. That's what it did. I had to wait for it. Yeah, see, I hung it right. That's what I did. It didn't want to go right. So it just kept on going. And then it turned around and I had to pull it up, put the little green box on me again, and off I go. Although I haven't off I go yet. But I will. There I go. Took me a few seconds to get that little green box on me, I guess. And what am I doing here? Wasting time. Or just haven't done it yet. Oh, it's moving. But there's cars in the way. That's maybe what I'm waiting for. Oh, here I go. Oh, here. This is where the mishap happened. but not here. But I'll show you where it happened and what tree. I went by this way first, going this way, so I'm more or less heading home here. And my battery was getting low. And right up here, see, just past this driveway on the left, but on the right, see this tree right there? On the right, you can't see it. There it goes. We just passed it. Well, that's the tree I hit, but it's still a few minutes away. I go home, change the battery, and head out again for a second run on the same shoot. Trying to get the whole neighborhood in on this one for a nice long flight. See what it can take. I was always worried about the street with the corner here with the trees. See how it sort of cuts the sideways? Instead of staying behind me, the Air 2S would just circle right by the corner and right behind you. It wouldn't go like this. This is like annoying, I guess you would call it. Now here I turned right here because I've never done this one before. So I went down the street. It comes out the end, just up you can almost see when, right, no, not quite, but it's just up the street about 100 yards that way. Just houses on this side, backyards, houses on the other side. That's on the left. On the right, same thing. Houses, yards, houses, street. And this is like a big long crescent. About the same size as my crescent, I guess, but they don't have the little shortcut through the middle. Mine's more like a real racetrack. It's got the gate, and this is you pass the gate. There's a street on the left, that's my street that circles around. But they just carry on straight, coming around the clubhouse bend, and go all the way around, come back out, and coming around again. That's nothing to do with this part of the road here, but it more or less looks the same. About the same size, same over. And away I go. See, but see, it doesn't stay behind me. It goes right off to the side. It's got to figure out a way that it doesn't do that. Stay more behind you instead of swinging this way and that way. You just see it when you're watching it, and it does that. It's like what's trying to decide what it's doing. It's flipping this way, flipping that way. Anyway, it is going to come up to the street. Here we go. This is where we went in, just about 100 yards to the left is where we went into the street. Must be waiting for somebody. Maybe the drone. I don't know. And away I go. See? Instead of following behind me, it shifts off to the side. It goes over these trees that are just so close. I'm pretty high, though, to get by them. That's what I try to do. I know they're only about 30 feet at the most. And here I turn left. This is where I'm heading back to my house. Gonna change the battery, I think. Probably didn't realize I was gonna do that at this point, but I'm heading back. And when I get there, all I know was my wife was outside. So I figured I'd just let her finish whatever she's doing and do another battery. That's what I told her. I'm gonna go blow a battery. Yeah, here's Society Crescent. This is another one of those ones where it's a lot of trees, and see? It comes off to the left, and then it swings out over the trees and catches up behind you a little bit. And this one's got a lot of curves on it. So it makes me a little nervous, but so far so good on this one, on all birds. The Air 2S. And I even put the Air 2S through this one. It was right to maybe 15 feet high and about 20 feet behind me. Not a problem. I should maybe try to get this one down lower and see if it'll do the same thing. Maybe it's the height of it. It figures I can do that, so it'll do that. But then it doesn't realize that there's probably a bigger tree that's just around the corner. But off it goes. Society. You live in a society. Now look at that big Santa Claus there. It's blowing up that one. Coming up here's Buddy. He's got a dog just like Bentley, a Springer Spaniel. Yeah, let's see, where is he? He's got right here, these Christmas trees. He's had the Christmas lights in those trees since he's moved there. They're about 4 feet in from the outside of the branches. He lights them up and it looks funny. I asked him, how did he get them in there? He says, oh, I just didn't take them down the first year, and the tree grew around it. So, but he does change the bulbs. He somehow changes the bulbs in there. They're all blue. Good guy. Actually, the dog he had, Decker, it just died about half a year ago or more, and he's got a new one. It's a female this time, but the same Springer Spaniel. He doesn't want me to meet it with Bentley yet until it's a little older. He hasn't had his shots. He says probably we'll get together in the spring when he's 3 or 4 months old, like Bentley was when he met Decker. Decker was about 6 when I met him. So that explains why he's died by now. They only go for about 12 years at the longest, unless you're really good at feeding them. There's a lady not too far away from me. She's got 2. They're Russian Spaniels, but basically the same dog. And she feeds them their own food and makes like rice and broccoli and real chicken and beef and stuff like that. And the one dog died at 22 and the other one's still going, the daughter of it. It's 20 now. So I started mixing my own food for Bentley. This is my street. This is the little racetrack kind of thing I told you about. He'd come in off the Sawmill Valley, it'd be a straightaway. That would be where the gate would be for the horse track. And he'd barrel down the ends of it, hang a left and then come back up the other side. And it would swing around and do another circle, and you could just keep going round and around and around. Not like that one I was on a few minutes ago, where it goes in one side and out the other, and no way to go round and around unless you want to do that little flat part. Here we go, right to the end. I take Bentley down that little pathway at the top of the screen there. It's the Greenbelt path. It takes you over a bunch of bridges and little paths that take you around the neighborhood. It's about 6 kilometers long if you go and do the whole thing. See the trees? It just wants to. Like this one here coming up on the left, that Christmas tree. I worry about that one every time. But somehow, see, watch. Oops. I'm just high enough for that one this time. The first time I did it, I thought he was going to smack right into it. Carried on. Those 4 cars on the right, 4 different people living in that house. There's one girl, she's a pole dancer. She has a advertisement for it somewhere on. When you look on Google Maps, it points her place out. And all the other ones are window washers. They all work together and they all live together, but they all each have an own room. This is my place on the right there. And Sweetie Pie was doing something like popping her new battery. And away I went. Where am I here now? There's a big Santa Claus on the right. Is that on my street? Where did I start this again? Well, it's definitely not my street at that corner. But we'll find out in a few seconds. Oh, this is Society going the other way. That's what it was. Yeah, I forgot. I missed it a little bit. I had to turn it back on. Yeah, this is Society going the other way. That's why that big Santa Claus was there. I pointed it out a few minutes ago. And we get down to the bottom of Society here. Terry Fox is on the right, that's cool. And going left is that street that I came up that I worried about before. Colton, that's what it's called. That's the one with the racetrack kind of place, which in this way, out that way, and no roundness at the bottom, just a flat square thing. There's that path with Bentley. Goes down, that was part of the 6 kilometer path that I pointed out earlier at the top. Why I stopped here, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just waiting for it to catch up. No, there's no lady there. I was talking to a lady at one point. Oh no, that's for and after the accident, right? I was sitting there waiting for somebody to come and help me get it out of the tree. And she goes walking by me and she says something. I pointed up and she goes, "Oh, what's that?" It's my drone. It failed. Fortunately, my neighbor, he has a long pole and a ladder. Got my kid to go over there and tell him to come over and help me. Yeah, I think this is where we're coming up to the episode I'm talking about. I come down, see, that's where I went in, came out the other side earlier. Now we're going back down. This is like a small hill here. And at the bottom, there's a pathway on the right there, leads to the same 6-kilometer thing there. See, right there on the right. As I come around the corner, all the way to the Catholic school, I come booting along here, and everything's fine. And remember, I've got my big light on the bottom there. So, you figure with all that help, and you'll see it. See? Bang! And then it fights with it. It's like, I can hear it. I stopped, and I can hear zzz, 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 zzz. It's like it's trying to get out of there somehow. It just kept banging away. And away it went. It just kept bang, bang, bang. And then eventually, I guess it got stuck. And hung up. It was still doing this when I got back to it. And I'm trying to figure out, how do I get it out of there? I couldn't. And there it is. Does it go up high enough? Yeah, there. The lights were still on and everything. This is just a still shot that I left go, but here we go. And what can I say?